Okay, I'm back talking about how to use the sources section on the person page. I'm going to give you an overview of that section and show you how to look at images and indexes for records that have been attached to people in your tree. This is my grandmother, Alice Lucille Clark, um, and she married a man named Robert Kelvington. They had 7 children. I've collapsed that for right now because there's some living people there. But we're going to look at the sources on her person page. So at the top of the page is vital information. These are facts about her life. Her marriage dates listed here is 1938. She was born 1921, died 1978. So we're going to look and see what sources are already attached to her. You can see here there's 4 sources listed. The sources are listed in whatever order they were added, most recent at the top. You can move those sources around if you want. If you click on something and drag it, you can move it in the list. And I like to restructure once I've got lots of sources in. I like to order them sequentially. So I've done that right now. 1930 census is showing up first. You can see in 1930, if I click on that, there is a thumbnail of the image if that's available, that will show up, and then the index of the image, if that's available, will show up. So this is saying that in 1930, remember she was born in 1921. In 1930, she was living in Georgia. She was 8 years old. She was single, and her relationship to the head of household is granddaughter, which means that she was living with her grandparents. Her parents are also here, so her grandparents were John Jay Music and Missouri Music. Several of their children were living with them, and then her mother, Martha Music Clark, um, was John's daughter and Missouri's daughter, and Martha and her husband Arthur were living with them, and then they had 5 of their children with them as well. So you can see at the time they're living there in Georgia with family, big group of people living together. If you click on the image, you will see, I can zoom in on this, and I'm looking for, again, Musics and Clarks. Here's the music, John J. Here's the Clark, Arthur C. And there is Alice, granddaughter, at 8 years old, single. You can see this family. Most of them were born in Georgia. Their parents were born in Georgia. This side, mom was born in Florida. And then over here, if I keep scrolling, I can see he's a farmer. Um, this man's a laborer. So my grandmother's father was a laborer in lumber. And so yeah, there's cool things out here on these images that you can discover and learn. One more quick example. Just close this out. So the next example here is marriage record. So this does not have an index. This record was not indexed, but I did find the original document in the Georgia marriage record collection. And so if I click on this image, I can scroll in or zoom in. Down here at the bottom is a record of my grandmother, Alice Clark, being married to Robert C. Kelvington on the 25th of December, Christmas Day. This was the license for them to get married on Christmas Day, 1938. Then down below, it certifies that they, in fact, did get married on that date, and it was recorded in January of the following year. So that's kind of cool. Um, close that out. And here's a 1940 census and a death record. So yeah, quick, easy overview of how to use the sources section to look for facts that verify that the dates you have in your tree are correct.